Hello and welcome to Bear Atheist. Today we're going to react to a video by David Wood, The Future of Atheism. This is going to be an interesting video. I'm not sure how long it is, but stick around. You're gonna like this one. Like many apologetics, they like to dance around the question, dance around what exactly they want to say, but in the core and the basic of what David Wood is trying to explain throughout this video is basically this.
What happened to atheism? Who fed that cute little mogwai after midnight and then poured Miracle Grow and Red Bull all over the gremlin? I'll tell you exactly what happened. And once you understand the rise of the new atheism, you'll see why its run is coming to an end and why Christians are about to have not one, but two fun new arguments against atheism.
So there we have it, folks. We're gonna discuss the rise and the fall of atheism. Don't know which word is talking about. There's a fall of atheism, but we're gonna see exactly what he's saying and whether he presents some evidence or stats to show the downfall of atheism or whether it's just his speculation. And the second thing we're gonna obviously discuss is the two new arguments that we could use, Christians can use against atheists and say this disprove your entire idea. And here we have it. It's talking about the rise of atheism and how atheism grew in America. I believe this is the place it's focusing on.
Let's discuss the new atheism's explosive growth since the early 2000s, its failed predictions, our fun new arguments, and the future of atheism. Why did the new atheism become so popular after the 9/11 attacks? Three reasons. First, Westerners were jolted out of their tolerant slumber by a series of attacks carried out by people screaming Allahu Akbar.
I think tolerant is an exaggeration around that time. In the early 2000s, 1990s, 1980s, tolerance is a really big exaggeration.
The new atheists used these attacks to say, see, this is what religion does. Science flies you to the moon. Religion flies you into buildings.
Question: were they wrong about exactly what you're saying right now? Didn't science literally bring us to space? While religion literally led people to fly planes into buildings. Were they wrong about that?
But they didn't just send people into a panic over Islam. They also said, and don't think that other religions are much better. Christians are about to elect leaders who are going to impose Christianity on the rest of us. Christians are about to use democracy to end science and to establish a Christian theocracy. And the only way to stop it is for millions of people to leave Christianity and become atheists. So the new atheists saw that people were alarmed. They used that alarm to send people into a panic about religion in general.
Bro made it sound like they were planning this for decades. And they just came out right after 9/11. Guys, look at what the army and religion is doing. Bro make it seem like it's a secret mission or some shit. I will say it again, were they wrong? And Christians were already imposing Christianity on other people to begin with. In the US and around the world, they're already doing that. They didn't need to even say that because they were already doing it. It's not something that would happen in the future. It's already happening currently. And it's still going on today. Again, were they wrong?
Second, the emergence of social media allowed the new atheists to use a certain low-level manipulation tactic on a global scale. What's the manipulation tactic? Something we've seen over and over again in various forms for many centuries. The basic formula is join this group and you're better than everyone else in some significant way.
That sounds to me like Christianity and the manipulation tactic religious people use to get people to convert to their religion. That just sounds to me like exactly what religious people do. Plus, Again, religious people have had technology for since technology came out. They've been broadcasting their religion, Christianity especially, broadcasting it over radios, televisions. I mean, how do you think the big wave in the 1980s and people converting to Christianity in a large mass happened? Large mass happened. They were doing it because there was a broadcast, a whole big advertisement in a sense, going after people through televisions. They could actually broadcast preachers preaching on Sunday to televisions. So Christians were already using technology to the advantage for decades, decades, because they have money to be able to afford these things. So they're able to use the money they're getting from people to spread the gospel to other people. In the early 2000s, we just see an increase of more everyday people being able to get access to YouTube and go on YouTube and just post a video like I'm doing. You don't need a big money, you don't need nothing, you can just do it. But Christians have been using technology since it became a thing to spread the news of the gospel. So I'm not sure how this is an advantage for atheists when Christians have been using it for like the longest time and using the same dumb manipulation tactic you're saying, making them feel special, making people feel special by joining Christianity. Join us and you're a son of God. Join us and you're special. You could heal diseases. You could do all these special things. But you're accusing atheists of using manipulative tactics, which they were not using.
We see this constantly from the Dawa gangs. Their message is if you join Islam, you're strong. If you don't, you're weak. Look at us, we're strong. Other people are little weaklings. The new atheists did the exact same thing, but their message was if you join us, you're smart. If you don't, you're a stupid religitard. What do you want to be? A super smart atheist or a super dumb religitard? You want to be smart? Great. Then join us, and you can make fun of religious people and feel smart.
That clearly doesn't make any sense. You don't become an atheist and gain an IQ. And neither was anybody selling this. Because people are not dumb. Like, you don't become an atheist and just fucking increase in IQ. That doesn't make any sense.
You can even come to the next Reason Rally, where we sit around and pat ourselves on the back for being so into science. This is pathetic.
Yes, it's pathetic because you're making this up. Nobody becomes an atheist because they want to look smart. And if they did, then they will probably end up becoming Christians because they're just faking it. I mean, I can't look into anybody's head and know why they became an atheist, but it would be a stupid thing to become an atheist because you want to feel smart. And it's just stupidity.
But the movement had the advantage of social media. They got to use this approach on billions of people, and millions of people fell for it.
Again, it's making it sound like Christianity didn't have the advantage of social media. Like all of a sudden, atheists were the only people that can use social media and technology. Like that's so stupid. But that's what he's making it sound like. The advantage? What do you mean the advantage? If atheists and Christians and any other religious people have access to technology, that's not an advantage.
We want to be smart, so we'll join your group. What do we have to do now? Oh, just spend every waking moment making fun of people with Sky Daddy, Sky Daddy, Sky Daddy, Sky Daddy, Sky Daddy. And that makes us smart? Yeah, that makes you smart. Sure does, doesn't it?
Just like not all Christians are going on YouTube making video like you, Apologetic Roadshow, Not all atheists are going online making remarks like "Scary, scary, scary." No, people just live their life. They may be Christians, Muslims, or whatever religious they are, or atheists. People live their life. Not everybody's preaching. Not everybody's a street preacher. Not everybody's going online, proclaiming their ideas on everyone, trying to impose it on everyone. No, not everyone is doing this. Not everyone is doing what I'm doing. Not everyone is doing what you're doing. So to just make a general term, oh, all you have to do when you become an atheist is go online and you just skydive. It's stupid. It's stupid. And this is not even an argument. It's just stupid.
It does, doesn't it? Third, because of the first two factors, panic and manipulation, the new atheism became what we might call evangelical atheism. There was a strong emphasis on winning converts. Not all ideologies strive to convert people. Christianity does, Islam does. Atheism didn't much until the new atheism took over. Then atheists became obsessed with getting the entire world to agree with them, which really makes no sense from an atheist perspective. Christians proselytize because these are matters of eternal significance in Christianity. Muslims proselytize because these are matters of eternal significance in Islam. Why would atheists suddenly care so much about convincing everyone to agree with their worldview? Well, if atheism is the only thing that can save the world from religion, then salvation is found only in atheism. So preach, Brother Dawkins, preach, Brother Hitchens, preach, Brother Harris. Atheism became evangelical. They promised a kind of salvation, the salvation of the world. And by taking advantage of people's growing concerns over religion and using social media to amplify a simple manipulation tactic, millions of people joined the new atheism.
I thought he promised us two new arguments. Thus far, no new arguments, just the same BS that we've heard from other religious Christian apologetics channels. Oh, atheism is just another religion. Look at them preaching to people, preaching to the mass. Just another religion. But we all know this tactic. We have seen this before. Atheism is not a religion, people. Atheism is not a religion. Atheism is not like Christianity. People trying to trick you. You can read the Bible for yourself and see whether it makes sense or not. And if you conclude that it makes sense, then please go ahead. Be a Christian. Be whatever you want to be. But don't just leave it to, oh, because my parents were Christians, it makes sense for me to be in this religion. Oh, because my pastor said this, there's no need to think much deeper than this. That's all I really care about. That's why I have this channel. People need to think deeper than what people are just telling them. If you read the Bible for yourself, it doesn't even take that long. Taking out the biased lens of the way you've observed it for years, and you look at it objectively as a religious text, it's not going to be difficult. It's not even going to be taking that long to see the flaws in it. You would have to let something go. Instead of your God is imperfect and is a terrible, manipulative, crazy God that just hates human beings, or the Bible is not all that perfect. You know what I let go first? Because I couldn't let go of the idea that God is good and loving. I let go of the fact that the Bible is not perfect. I let go of the Bible that the fact that the Bible was written by men, admit that, and I still believe in God. I did that for a few months until I noticed this doesn't make any sense. Because I try to pray outside of the Bible, try to ignore the Bible as much as I could, and try to ask this God to communicate with me. But that obviously didn't work because there's nobody communicating with me except for myself. It's just a meditation. So it doesn't take that much to investigate this objectively from an objective lens and see that the Bible, it really is full of shit. Yeah, there's some good ideas in there, but if you're taking this as face value that everything in here is true, the stories are just, they don't make any sense. David made this seem like a whole big population of people just jump onto atheism after 9/11. Like everybody start going to atheism. But that's not really true in America. I mean, think about it. If you just think for a second, if base Christianity have answer to literally anything that could come out of it, that's the true manipulation here. Uh, Something happened, a catastrophic event happened, and it killed a lot of people. And it was a terrorist attack from a religion that's basically the nemesis of Christianity, if you want to call it that. Do you think that will lose more people to go that will lead more people to go away from Christianity or more toward Christianity? I think it would actually make people go towards Christianity, not away from it. I think the real cause of why many people are leaving Christianity, not even joining atheism, is wrong there. And I'm gonna show a few things on the screen so you can all see it. People are not joining atheism; they're just leaving Christianity, and there's a difference in that. They're leaving Christianity, and very few people are actually becoming atheists. There seems to be an increase in the rise of the nuns, people who are non affiliated with any religion. Not atheists, just non affiliated with atheism, Christianity, Islam, or any religion. Some stats say it's about 4%. 4%. It's about 40% of Americans. Some say it's about 4 in 10 Americans. Some say it's about 3 in 10 of American. I think 3 in 10 make more sense because about 68% of the US population is still technically Christian, or at least closely affiliated, closely relate themselves with Christianity. So that's basically what the data is saying, which is completely different from what he's saying about the big bang in people joining atheism. And I thought to myself that atheists currently are about 7% of US population. I was wrong. We about 4% still. It's not rising. We're not rising above and the 50% of the population, like is almost indicating by the way he exaggerates millions of people join the cause and buy into the lies of atheism. No. Before 9/11, it was around 2%. After 9/11, you see a little increase, about 3%. And currently, it's about 4%. I don't see no rise. It's technically still millions of people, but then there's a little rise that's from 2% to 4% as of currently over 2 decades. It's roughly, I think, 4% of US population right now is 10 million people. We're talking adults. So about 10 million people compared to whatever it was, 2% of US population 20 years ago. So yeah, there's a big jump, but then it's really not that big. And the big chunk of the population right now that are atheists are young people, 18 to 29. People that didn't really witness the 9/11 event, so they were not manipulated by the 9/11 event. And even if they did witness the 9/11, they were really young to be manipulated by the lies. So it's clearly just over his head here in what he's saying. And he's not looking at the data at all, just making dumb speculation. And of course, since he's speaking to many Christians who wouldn't double check this, whether he's making sense, I guess he just get by with this. There's no big rise in atheism. I'm gonna stop the video here because I think it's getting too long. And we're gonna just pick it up and continue with this, the list of the things he wants to go through with this video. Thank you all for watching. If you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And have a lovely day, people.